Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some chess puzzles, and we're going to continue going up this um, puzzle ladder, currently rated 1227. Let's see if we can make our way up to somewhere between 1350, maybe 1400. I am curious to see how well we do. Pretty sure this is going to be a mate in two. So if you're not following there, I think the idea is I'm pushing the pawn. He's likely pushing this pawn to queen. And then this is just unstoppable mate in one. All right. Looking for any forcing moves. Do I have a check that actually works? Don't think I do. He captures here. I don't have any other forcing pieces. Anytime you see a pawn on this square, you have to ask, is there a way that I can access this square with my queen? I think there is if I do this move and then this. So I think this is going to be the way. Can he do anything about this? I don't think he can, because I'm also cutting off this square with this move. So I think that's the idea. All right, first thing I notice is I have the king where I can do a discovered check. This is a very famous puzzle where I can actually sack my queen. I got to show you that one again. This might be, it's going to be a lot of people's favorite checkmate. So you can see here by removing or by moving this knight, king's now in double check. The only thing he can do is to move. I'm playing a very forcing move by going here. He can only take with this rook because the knight is also protecting that square, and that provides the smothered mate. Okay. So for this one, I'm first looking at checks. This one comes to mind. The king, though, can move here or here. So that move doesn't feel super forcing. Oh, I see. Yes. The check here allows me to win the rook. I'll play that one more time. So, like I did share, the king has two legal moves when I put him in check. And then regardless if he goes up here, I'm able to move this pawn up two squares. So in any event, so long as I put the king in check, I'm able to capture this rook. Okay. Let's see what is going on here. Should I just push this pawn? Because I don't think that there's any way for the opponent to... Okay, so I go there. Opponent goes here. Sometimes there's opportunities to sacrifice your own piece, but I think, you would just capture here. I could protect, but I don't see how I make progress. However, push, attack here. I think that's going to be the winning move. Yeah. I like this because the idea of what are you going to do if you capture, I can capture you back. So we're sacrificing a piece, but we go up the exchange, or we're able to promote a piece. Great. 1289. We're black on this one. This move comes to mind. It's very forcing. Is this the move I make immediately, though, versus something like this, versus something like this? I think it might actually be that last one that I did, because that puts him in check and also prevents him from moving to one of these two squares. And that gives him, or is that just checkmate? Because that, yeah, I think that's just mate, isn't it? Because that, and that, you can't go here, and then you can't go here. Yeah, so he's just checkmated from there. 1294. Okay. For some reason, no, that's not going to be it. That comes to mind. But he takes... I could take back, but that just is... It gives him a chance to put me in check here. This isn't it, because he can just take my rook. Is there another check that I'm missing? I always have to look out for these silly ones where that's probably not it, just because he can take a couple different ways. I do think that this could be a move. The thing that it's telling me is that move is coming, and that I lose a tempo, it's forcing, it puts me in check. So I need to do something probably with a check in the next move. So like something like this wouldn't work because he takes here. I'm not sure what this is though. This surely isn't it either. Although I shouldn't fully discount something like that. Is there a move I can make? Anytime you're working with a knight, you should be looking at ways to fork your opponent. I have a suspicion that it's going to be some sort of fork move. Like if I go here, here. Oh, there, there. I'm not seeing a fork. That's not a fork. The other thing that I'm looking at is this knight is under attack. So if I don't immediately move this knight, I'm going to lose it. I do have the ability to defend it, but if I'm passive like that, I'm simply going to lose this pawn. Creates a pass pawn here. Just have a sneaking suspicion that that's not going to be it. I keep coming back to this move. I just don't understand what advantage I gain when he takes. Three and a half minutes have come off the clock. And this is the thing about puzzles is you really should solve it before moving on. But I don't. I'm also impatient to an extent. I'm also looking at this move where if he takes, I do have a discovered check. So if I go here, Let me see. Okay, I need to do that again. So check. He takes. Double check. Both with the knight and the rook. Why can't he come here? Check again. I'm just going to go for that. No, that wasn't it. Was it this thing? No. It wasn't. Oh, what's this? Oh. So sometimes you just need the pieces to move. Okay. Okay. All right. So both of us have a back rank problem. So if I put him in check, only legal move is to push this back. Probably is something to do with this. I'm just going to go for that. Just triple checking here. Okay. 1293. What do I see? Checks. There. And if I play that move, he cannot go here. He cannot go here. He can move. Cannot move here. That gives him 2 squares. This one and this one. And I am also looking at this piece here. And it doesn't have to be a check. That's just where you need to start. Oh, you know what? I completely missed this here. So let me recalculate. I move here. He's in check. He does not have any of these squares. And he also does not have any of these squares. I think he's just... Okay. So if I move back here... Yeah, okay. 1299. Where can I go? I see a couple checks. I see this check. And the thing I like about this first check is it prevents him from moving backwards. It also defends any of these. He can't... Yeah, so I think this is going to be the move. So, I'm not sure if I need to... Oh! Puzzles. Go back. Well, too late for that. Okay. First thing I'm noticing for this one is if I move this pawn, I am staring at his king. Yeah, I think this is just going to be the simple answer here. Well, desperation, desperation. You can see that this bishop takes away this square, and the knight takes away this square, so he's checkmated. This is going to be another checkmate in 1. So this takes away this square, and then the bishop defends this square. I'm surprised I'm getting checkmates in 1 at this stage. 1339. Another checkmate in 1. I can move instantly because I am picking up the pattern, but you always have to be mindful of the different pieces and what they're able to defend, especially bishops. That long-range bishop can be a little tricky. Okay. Noticing that I do have a knight. I mean, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I take this here? So oftentimes when I do have a knight, I'm thinking about, okay, 3 things are going to happen, and then the knight is able to fork on that last step. Oh, I think I have it. This would be a piece or a temporary sacrifice. So I actually take the knight here. He's going to take, I'm going to put him in check. He's forced to move here. And I recapture. Yeah. Okay. Took me a minute, but we got there. 1362. Making some good progress. First thing I'm noticing is I'm covering this square, so if I can cut off the back rank, maybe with this queen. What does he do? Can't really do much. He can defend here. I think that's got to be the move, though. It's not. This is an example of when I should have maybe spent a little bit more time. Oh, you know what I missed? I missed an obvious move. And probably here. Yeah, okay. That was a pretty easy one. I should have spent a little bit more time just to pressure test the situation there. First thing I'm noticing is that is just checkmate in one. Okay. It's weird that they go back and forth between very easy ones and a little bit more complexity. Okay, so white to move. First thing I'm noticing, I can start pushing this pawn at some point. Is that my goal? Am I trying to capture this rook? So if we're going through checks, I don't think it's this because he's given a bunch of escape squares. If I start pushing pawns, he has this. I think that might be it. We're trying to promote here. I think I just sacrifice here. Just takes. I've got a queen. Okay. Okay, so I'm noticing that I've got a bishop that's cutting off a lot of squares here. So if I sacrifice this rook, he must go here, at which point I can come here to take off these squares. That's got to be it. Remember, for puzzles, you always have to look at the forcing thing, the most forcing thing. So again, to that point, I just realized I've got a queen here, so that's going to be a valuable piece. But I think that the strongest piece in this instance is this bishop, because this bishop is doing an incredible job of cutting off the escape squares. When I'm looking for checks, I have this check here. So if I do this, he cannot go here or here or here. The only move he has is this one. At which point, wish I could color it a different color. I think there is a way to do that. Like that. That's great. Okay. So, use the blue. So he has this as a safe square. And do I have a check? I do. Pretty sure this is going to be... Okay. And I think if I put him in check here, that's just going to be mate. Yeah, okay. Covered with this bishop. 1390. Let's get to 1400. Okay, so these bishops are looking at one another. This is defended. And if we go through that, I think I can take here because I go up the exchange. All right, 1,400. I think that might be enough for today. Let me see. How long? 20 minutes. I think that's enough. 1403. We started at 12 something. So yeah. Love to hear your feedback. And if these are helpful. And as always, appreciate you joining. I'll see you next time.